Well, it is day number 2, games 3 and 4 of the 2024 DPT Classic. We are live at the Dog Pound. Brent Balbinot alongside Chris Dales. We're ready for some informative as well as entertaining color analysis from you this evening. You ready to do a game that has a ball that's round and not oblong, Coach?
I'm ready. This is going to be a challenge, like everything. But I'm excited about it, and thank you for the opportunity. This is great.
Well, we've got our 2 great matchups. We've got the Consolation game that will take place first, 2, 1, and 4 teams, as Defiance will be taking on Ayersville, and then the championship match. A Tenora team, look, I know there's 2 ways to look at this, and we talked a little bit about it during our postgame last night. One phrase is, you are what your record says you are. Yeah. But then there's the other that says, you are better than your record says you are. And a Tenora team that might only be 2 and 4, but trust me, much better than that record against undefeated Archibald at 6 and 0. Let's start with the first game. You got 2 teams coming off a loss, both Defiance and Ayersville. Ayersville, a completely different looking roster than they had last year from a team that was ranked in the top 10 in the state, made a fairly deep run in the playoffs. Defiance, still a young team, trying to learn the game, get used to each other. Here's where the coaching comes into play. The X's and O's different from the neck up. Whether you are Coach Leroy Lewis or Tim Nicely, what's your message to your team? Because you're both looking at this game on the roster and saying, we can win this one.
Definitely, without a doubt. And I think both coaches are at a point where they're stressing, let's get better in the fundamentals. I've been able to watch Defiance in multiple games, and I see them getting better. I see them getting better in handling pressure. They really struggled with that at the beginning of the year. They're starting to execute better on offensively. And defensively, they play a lot of zone. They're a big 2-3 team, and they're starting to actually rotate to where they're supposed to be, especially when the shot goes up. So I'm really seeing them improve, and hopefully they can continue to do that. And with Ayersville, they're just young.
Yep.
They're very, very young, and they're going to keep getting better and better. The girls are going to get more and more confidence, and that's the thing. You just got to just keep building on the positive things. Don't dwell on the negative things. Build on the positive things, and the things that you are struggling with, just gradually work through them as a practice and the year goes on.
When you talk about getting better, you're not going to throw young teams, certainly inexperienced teams, a dozen things to work on all at once. You practice, you give your team or maybe specific individuals this one thing. Maybe for those that are a little bit more advanced, maybe a couple of things. Master those. Get good at those, and then we might add a few more, and then all of a sudden, I know the process isn't fun, but you look back after 4 weeks, maybe 6 weeks, certainly 8 weeks post-Christmas, and all of a sudden you're looking at a different, not only individual, but a different team. How do you hammer that message home in today's society where it's, man, if it's not working, what do I got to change? We want it immediately. Sometimes the answer is it's not going to come immediately.
No, you're 100% correct. And I know both coaches real well, and I know that they're stressing the girls. Let's just keep getting better, And I've actually seen that, especially with Defiance. And you're exactly right. You don't want to overload them. Let's just keep on getting better and then just do a few little things, maybe extra, to make themselves better. And I think that they're really doing that, and they just got to buy in. And I think with some success and some good things happening, and you don't always have to win. Take that margin, let's close it. Let's take the turnover, margin and really close that. You do little things like that, and success is going to happen. And that's all the girls need. They need some success.
Baby steps.
Baby steps. There's nothing wrong with, we were just talking, there's nothing wrong with baby steps. In basketball, you got a whole season to get better. You got a whole season to figure out where you're good at or what are you not good at. You might change things halfway through or whatever it may be. Like we were talking about football, you don't always have that opportunity. Here you do. It's a long season. Let's just work on finding our identity, finding what we're good at, build upon it, and what we're not good at, let's work on it.
We're going to take a quick timeout. Plenty more to break down on the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, located on North Clinton Streets in Defiance. Check out for yourself. Stop out on the lot. It's not just new cars, but they've got a great selection of used cars. I know they call them cream puffs, right? Those under 20,000 miles, maybe a bit more budget friendly. If you don't have the opportunity to make the drive or don't want to brave the 20-mile-an-hour winds with the 21-degree temperatures, although we've got mild weather here today, check out their selection online at drivebobestel.com. We're going to take a quick break. Back to break down more of it. It's the DPT Classic on DCTV Sports.
Estel Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estel Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestel.com. Estel Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estel Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestel.com. Estel Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estel Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestel.com. Estel Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estel Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestel.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Back at the Dog Pound as we are still in our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. The JV contest running a little longer than anticipated. We were looking for a 6 o'clock tip-off for the Consolation Championship. That might be pushed back just a little bit. But with that said, that gives us more opportunity to break it down as the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues. Let's take a look at your keys to the game, brought to you by Northwest State Community College. Northwest State Community College, your key to great career opportunities begins with a great education at Northwest State. Visit northweststate.edu or call 419-267-1320 today. Let's take a look at the keys first for the host Bulldogs. They are 1 and 5 overall with that tough loss last night, led by head coach Leroy Lewis, and he's not making any changes to his starting lineup, but what he does want to see is a little bit more aggressiveness out of junior point guard Jamie Rollins. Follow the leader. She was face guarded last night, and let's also give some credit to Tenora point guard Julia Durfee. She is not just this 5'6", smallish point guard like you usually see. She stands in close to 6 feet. She's very long, she's very physical, and she just hounded Rollins all night. Coach Lewis told me, he goes, there's a key to being aggressive, but also being smart. If you are finding more than one opposing team's jersey, somebody's got to be open.
Right.
So he said drive, but drive with a purpose. Don't just drive until you meet resistance and then freeze, what do I do now? But drive with the thought that you're playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers. Think 1, maybe 2 steps ahead, and we'll be successful.
Yeah, with Isabella, she's really grown even in the first 6 games I've seen her, and she better be getting used to this because she does a lot for the Bulldogs. She handles the ball, she gets down inside, and she rebounds. So I think that she's going to have to learn to be able to move, one, without the ball. That's number 1. To get herself open, to create some situations where she can get open, get the ball, then shoot and drive. And then number 2 is, when she does get the ball, how is she going to handle that pressure? Defiance has not handled the pressure very good this year, all as a team-wise. And I think this is where they're really going to have to grow, and the other girls are going to have to step up and take some of that pressure off of her.
Number 2, and you see it on the bottom there, rev up the motor. Alexandra Fernandez used her height, her size, and her surprising quickness to absolute perfection through about the first 4 minutes of the ball game last night. She scored the first 3 points. I think she had more rebounds than she had points in that first quarter, and she played some spectacular defense. What ended up happening last night over the course of 32 minutes, and give Tenora again some credit, for a smaller school, they don't just have 1, they don't just have 2, they've got 3 sizable posts. It's a rarity, but she wore down just a little bit. Feed her. We nicknamed her the motor because she had it in overdrive from the tip-off. She is a weapon that the Bulldogs want to take better advantage of.
Yeah, without a doubt, and she is just so physical inside. She does a lot of really good things away from the ball. I see her making screens, trying to get other girls open. She crashes both the offense and the defensive boards really hard, and I really would like to see them get her involved more offensively. Give her a touch. Maybe it doesn't mean that she goes and she shoots, but let the defense collapse. Let's see what happens, and then kick it one way or the other. I really think they could run their offense through her because I think she's a dominant force, especially down inside.
There you take a look at some of the senior basketball players, and, of course, give credit to the pep squad, the cheer squad, spirit squad, as they do great work here at Defiance High School. On the flip side tonight, the Pilots at 1-5. Keys to the game: stay aggressive. We talk about Kendra Waldron. She's going to be that way for 32 minutes, but the rest of the team, and Scoop Miller mentioned it last night, when you've got an open look, take it. When you've got an open lane, take it.
Yep.
When you have got a chance to jump a lane and at least get a deflection, if not a steal, go for it. There was so much hesitation last night. And again, through no fault, but just a lack of experience for the other four starters here. But I was talking with head coach Tim Nicely last week at a practice. Like any other coach, and I'm guessing you will sing the same song, you would rather have an aggressive mistake than a passive one.
Most definitely. And, with Ayersville, if they get an open shot, they got to take it because those opportunities are limited, especially if you're having a problem turning the ball over, especially if you're having problems handling pressure. If you have an open shot, take it. There's another opportunity you have to score. And I know they're young, they're inexperienced. They just got to start to feel it out and just have a little bit of confidence in that. And you know what? You can't score unless you try.
Yep. Well, right there, you see the Honey Badger leading them. And look at her. She's directing traffic and coaching before they even take the floor for warm-ups. That is Kendra Waldron. If she knew that she made that face on the air, she might be mad at our cameraman, but that's okay. Better to ask for forgiveness than permission sometimes.
Correct.
But about the fourth one down there you saw was Allison Eldridge. And Coach Nicely told me before last night's game, he goes, the nicest kid you'll ever meet. But he goes, I want a mean streak out of this girl. And he goes, I don't know if she's got one, but we're trying to develop one. See if there isn't one somewhere underneath the surface. She hit the deck a ton last night. She got bodied up. She got physical. There were a couple times where I wasn't sure if she was going to get up, but she slowly fought her way up. But they want a mean Allison Eldridge for 32 minutes. You teach over there. Does she have it in her?
Oh, wow. She is a great kid. Had her in health class. And, yeah, she wouldn't hurt a fly. But I tell you what, her motor does not stop. And you're right. She is all over the floor. She's diving after balls. And she plays very good defense. And her hustle is just second to none. And you got to love kids who just sell out on the court. And that's what you're going to get out of her.
Second one for the Pilots, hot potato. The ball stuck last night. Part of that, again, is the indecision. Catch it, size it up, start evaluating. You don't have that kind of time in this game. Here's, again, what we were talking about with Defiance. You got to play chess while everybody else is playing checkers. What am I going to do when the ball finds me? I'm sizing up my defense. I'm looking. Do I normally have a driving lane here? Can I make a move? Have I got a teammate that might pop? All of a sudden you start playing maybe a two-man game instead of a five-man game. But if you stand and evaluate, the defense has time, even if they're beaten, to go ahead and regroup. Hot potato, ball has to move tonight.
Yeah, that's one thing that I think that you really learn in practice, where you put girls in a situation. I remember coaching for many years, in basketball where, okay, in this time, what we're going to do is we're going to set a flare screen, or we're just going to drive. We're going to set a ball screen. You got to put the girls in those situations in practice, and now gradually you got to start carrying it over. These girls are young, so they need more and more reps of that to understand. They're reading the defense. It's like reading a book. I think they're getting better and better at it, but you just got to keep working at it.
Those are the keys to the game, brought to you by Northwest State Community College. Your key to great career opportunities begins with a great education at Northwest State. Visit northweststate.edu or call 419-267-1320 today. As you see the court emptying out, the second JV match has wrapped up. We are getting set for the varsity to take the court, and they put 15 minutes on the clock, as it will be the Consolation Championship. The 1-5 Ayersville Pilots taking on the 1-5 Defiance Bulldogs. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have the Baker Schindler Company starting lineups. Don't you go anywhere. You're watching the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Back at the dog pound, the clock is now ticking. 13 and a half minutes before we open up day number 2. Game number 3 of the 2024 DPT Classic as 1-5 Defiance taking on 1-5 Ayersville. Brent Balbinot alongside Chris Dale. Dale's saying thank you for joining us here this evening. Well, it's better to go 1-1 in a tournament than 0-2. That just sits sour with any good competitor. And we've got two teams that, while their records may not show it, I think are going to be pretty evenly matched here tonight, Chris. It may not be a track meet. Matter of fact, neither team wants that. But I think we're going to see, I would not be surprised, let's put it that way, if we see a single-digit game tonight.
Yeah, definitely. You know, there's some other factors here, too. You know, both communities are only like 7 miles apart. These girls know each other. And, you know, they're playing for bragging rights here. So I think that's another factor that you need to add in. But you're exactly right. Both these teams need a win tonight. Yeah. And I think they're going to go out, they're going to give it, you know, their all and try to pick up, you know, like you said, this win to go 1-1 in the tournament.
You know, both coaches are saying the same thing, or at least said the same thing in their respective locker rooms. They circled it and said, this is a winnable game for us.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Go out and get it.
Yeah, you know, definitely so. And, you know, and these girls, they know each other, too. They know them. Either team, it's a very winnable game. And, you know, like the other night when Defiance played Ottawa Glandorf. Oh, my.
One team was just better than the other.
Yeah, 53-9. And the thing that people don't, and here's where I'm going, what people don't know is Ottawa Glandorf they went to state in cross country, soccer, and volleyball, okay? And these girls are now all playing basketball. So our girls from the get-go were mentally defeated. Here, they're not mentally defeated. And anytime you coach girls, you know, in high school sports, that's a big factor. So I know that these girls, hey, very winnable game. We can get them. Let's go out and let's play hard.
We're going to give you the starting lineups when we come back. Brought to you by Baker Schindler Company. Don't go anywhere. The Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
The Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues. Brent Balbinot alongside the coach Chris Dales as we are working our way ever closer to tip-off. Game number 3, night number 2 of the 2024 DPT Classic here at the Dog Pound in Defiance. The Consolation Championship sees the 1-5 Defiance Bulldogs taking on the 1-5 Ayersville Pilots. Time now for your starting lineups, brought to you by Baker Schindler Company, proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, baker-schindler.com. First for the host Bulldogs, no changes in the starting lineups from last night, as we will see at the point guard Jamie Rollins. Again, we're still looking for a nickname for her. Everybody calls her Fuzz. I'm not quite sure why. It's just kind of a generic term that I guess the kids use nowadays. So Fuzz Rollins will be your starting point guard. She was held to just 8 points last night. They're hoping to jumpstart her performance. Samantha Hohenberger, she lit up in about the last 4 minutes of the game last night. She finished with 10 points. She scored half of those in about the last 3.5 to 4 minutes. They would like her to be more aggressive from the get-go. Isabella Rollinson will be your starter at the swing, the junior. Izzy Ramirez, number 23, she is built like she's been chiseled out of granite. When you see number 23, you will know what I am talking about. She is religious in the weight room, incredibly strong. Let me put it this way. If I'm walking down a dark alley, I want Izzy Ramirez watching my 6. And then in the middle, we nicknamed her the Motor last night. Alexandra Fernandez came out like a windmill in a tornado in the first 4 minutes of the game. Scored the first 3 points, had easily twice that many rebounds, but over the course of 32 minutes and with the 3-headed monster in the post that Tenora could throw at her, they wore her down. For the Pilots, Tim Nicely and company, also at 1 and 5. There is a change from last night's starting 5. Allison Eldridge will be your starter at the point. Now, Alexa Grieve should not be on there. Alexa Grieve is not going to get the starting nod tonight. In place of her is going to be Kaylin Hastet. So Hastet will be the starter. Then come over one, because there's one obvious name that's missing right there if you looked, and you would say, where is Kendra Waldron? Kendra Waldron will be a starter this evening. Waldron last night really... She did it at both ends of the court, but she spent so much energy. She finished with 10 points, 8 of those coming in the second half, but Greavy will watch. She'll be one of the first off the bench in place of Kaylin Hastet tonight. Avery Knieven has size. She's got athletic ability, but again, Chris, it goes back to what we were talking about. Got to be aggressive. When you get that touch, be thinking what you're going to do a step before the ball finds you, and then just go lights out. If you make a mistake, that man to the right there will not chew your head off. As a matter of fact, I think he'd rather have 100 aggressive mistakes tonight than just one passive mistake. You got to entrust your players sometimes.
Yeah, I'd really like to see Avery, when she touches it, just go to the basket. And if people collapse, she's got to learn, to dish it. But you're definitely right. The more aggressive that she is, the more open that their offense is going to be. And she's the perfect person that can do that for the Pilots.
Down low, the 6-foot freshman also getting her comeuppance. The world is moving a million miles a minute. And that will be the freshman, Kendall Boer. So those are your starting lineups, brought to you by Baker Schindler Company, serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, Baker-Schindler.com. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll get ready for the playing of the national anthem, and then it's tip-off. Consolation Championship of the 2024 DPT Classic. You're watching it on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
The Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show is in the books. Final 30 seconds ticking off the clock. Warm-ups have finished. Balls in the racks. Teams taking off their warm-ups and huddling around their respective head coaches. 1-5 Ayersville, 1-5 Defiance. Somebody is going to pick up their second win of the season, and along with it, the Consolation Championship of this year's DPT Classic. Officials this evening. I don't know if we can get a quick look at them. They're all standing neatly in order at the scorer's table. Tonight, can Ben cue one of them up? The officials standing in front of the scorer's table. Well, you're getting a good look at one of them. That's Scott Budemeyer.
There we go.
There we go. He is the gentleman standing in the forefront. Behind him is Abby Moore. And Reyes Ramirez is the third official this evening. This is actually a pretty veteran crew, Chris.
Yeah, I've seen two of them for probably hundreds of basketball games. And, you know, Scott, he runs Mercy downstairs with all the orthopedic stuff. And he's done plenty of training and taught us how to tape ankles and do all that. So got a lot of history going back with Scott.
So that way you can do more of the preemptive work without bothering him. Is that it?
Well, that's how it was in the old days. That's for sure. Definitely so.
Well, as we're up here on the mezzanine level, Tenora, they're getting a couple of laps in apparently before the game, loosening up a little cardio. What they're hoping is that we'll go ahead and put them on the air, but we'll wait. You'll get plenty of time come the championship there, ladies. Defiance in their blues with the white lettering and numerals and the black trim. Pilots in their whites after going gold last night with that powder blue lettering and numerals with the black trim. Both Coach Leroy Lewis and Tim Nicely exchanging handshakes and pleasantries before the game starts. I'm not sure if they're going to drop the colors and do the national anthem. It doesn't appear that they're going to. So apparently the national anthem, which was played before the first junior varsity game, will suffice tonight. But we can tell you normally the Defiance County Veterans Office is proud to support local veterans and bring you the national anthem. To get connected with the resources available to you if you are a veteran or the family member of a veteran, log on to defiance-county.com/veterans-office. That's defiance-county.com/veterans-office. Center circle. And it looks like it will be Boer and Rollison. And Ayersville wins the tip. So we'll wait and see what type of defense Defiance comes out in. They were in a 2-3 for the most part last night, and it looks like a 2-3 again here, although they're extending it a little bit more, daring Ayersville to shoot, and Kendra Waldron says, I'll go ahead and oblige you. That's out of bounds, but it will remain Pilot basketball.
Yeah, Defiance is doing a really nice job in the 2-3 defense. They're moving a lot better tonight, and it looks like they're rotating better, too.
The inbounds comes to Hastet. Here's Eldridge. Coach Nicely saying he wants to put a mean streak in her point guard. She's got it, top of the key, bullet pass. That was a good anticipation by Rollison, and she actually knocks it out of bounds off of Avery Knieven.
Yeah, that's what Ayersville doesn't want to do. They don't want to have a turnover to start off their first possession, but let's see what they can do here on defense.
Well, Rollison stands in. They list her at 5'10". I think she's the better part of that, if not closer to 6 foot.
I would 100% agree with you there.
And Ayersville out in a 2-3 zone as well. Hohenberger, we talked about her scoring 5 points in the last 3 minutes last night, finishing with 10. And my guess is Coach Leroy Lewis has said, we want that kind of aggressiveness to start the game. She shows it there. She'll head to the free throw line.
Yeah, you got to love to see that, because what you have to do versus a zone is you have to attack the gaps. And that's exactly what she did. She took it right to the rim, and now she's shooting two.
Good look on her free throw, but it's a little long. Hohenberger, just a tremendously good-natured young lady. I would rebound for her a little bit before games last year. She was always one of the first ones out just to kind of get her shot up. As she hits 1 of 2, and Defiance draws first blood. And look at this, a 1-2-2 zone press. Ayersville breaks it by going over the top, getting it to Waldron, skip pass. And again, an open driving lane there, but just not taken by Hastet. They'll back it out, run the offense. 2-3 zone, but with the top half of it extended, it almost looks like a 1-2-2. Rollins coming way out beyond the arc at the top. It's a long 3 off the mark, and Rollison cleans up on the weak side.
Nice rebound. I really like her staying home, because Defiance hasn't been doing that.
Rollins gets it over to Rollison. Popping out, the motor Fernandez came to face the basket. Hohenberger puts up a 3, and look at this! The first 4 points of the ball game going to Samantha Hohenberger, and that's a premier bank 3.
Really nice Defiance making the extra pass for the wide open shot. Great ball control by Defiance.
4-0. And there's a turnover. Hohenberger up the court to Rollins. She'd rather have the assist. Rollison with the left hand.
I think this is all starting with Defiance in the press. This is the first time they've done this all year, and they're being more aggressive.
And there's another turnover. Izzy Ramirez tracks it down. And we're going to have a substitution very quickly here for the Pilots, as it looks like Alexa Greavy about to check in at the next stoppage of play as Rollison stops and pops. Buries a 16-footer. Tim Nicely, I'm looking to see if he wants to burn a timeout. An 8-0 run for the Bulldogs to start this game. Eldridge, well, that's a dangerous pass by Waldron. She found Knieven, and Fernandez a little late to rotate over, picks up the foul. It's going to be 2 free throws for Avery Knieven.
Wow, that was a great pass there by Ayersville, attacking the low block. And that's a spot where Defiance has been vulnerable all season long. And you can see that's where Ayersville's trying to attack there. They must have seen that on tape.
Knieven drains her first free throw. Avery, a good free throw shooter entering this weekend's tournament at 69%. That is excellent, especially for girls basketball.
Yeah, that's excellent. Great form.
Just as we say that, one of two. I don't believe in the broadcaster's jinx, Coach. I think we've talked about this.
Yeah, I don't know. I might have to disagree with you on that one.
Rollison, boy, drop step into the paint and finishes with a baby hook shot. She's got 6 of Defiance's 10 points. As here comes Waldron, and she dribbled it out of bounds. There was a little bit of contact. And again, Samantha Hohenberger forces the turnover.
Nice spin move by Rollins and finishing with her left hand. You don't see that from high school girls too much.
Rollison, she's feeling it from beyond the arc. This is off the mark. Fernandez has it, muscles up between a double team, and the motor now in the books. And waiting to see if Coach Nicely wants to burn a timeout. He's going to let his team try and figure out how to break the press. They flash Knieven to the middle pan. There is a foul on Ramirez. No, it's going to be an offensive foul. Nope, travel.
Ayersville's really struggling with the press right now. They're up to 5 turnovers already.
They had close to 30 last night.
You're not going to win many ball games with that number.
Half of Archibald's points last night came off of Pilot turnovers. There's active hands by Waldron. Eldridge thought about it, tentative, keeping her dribble. Rollins is lightning in a hot skillet, and she's staying right in her kitchen. Bullet pass, Boer, back to Waldron. Pump fake, great help defense by Ramirez, and this one thrown away. Rollison, nobody in front of her in the basket, and she misses the bunny.
Wide open layup.
Too open.
You got to finish.
Ball swatted out of bounds by Rollison, and she forces a smile. Coach Lewis comes over. If you weren't up 12-1, that might not be a laughing moment, but exactly. What are you going to do? You try and keep your kids loose, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I really like what Coach Nicely's doing. He's got a young team. He's making his girls work through this. Let them figure it out right here.
12-1, still looking for their first basket from the floor. Up top, just inside the arc, and this one rattled home by Kaylin Hasted, a 19-footer.
Nice ball movement by Ayersville to find the open outside shot.
3:56, so they played a little more than half of the first quarter before they got their first basket.
I think that's only their third shot, too.
Hohenberger thought about it. Knieven comes out with a hand in her face. Still in this 2-3 zone. Rollison, this goes skimming off the front of the iron. Ramirez with a tough board. That might have been partially blocked.
Yeah, I think it was. Defiance is hitting the offensive boards hard. That's their second one in a row. They just got to finish.
Cardinal sin of picking up your dribble just across half court.
In the corner, yeah.
Eldridge, lucky that teammate comes to help her out. Greavy, DeBoer in the low blocks. Tough move by the freshman. Halfway down, it skips out. If you're Tim Nicely, you tell her to take that shot again, don't you?
Keep doing it. Keep doing it. It's going to go. Or you're going to get fouled.
Top of the key. Hohenberger on the drive, off of her foot. Knieven.
Like the aggressiveness. They're really attacking the gaps.
Eldridge needs to get it across the timeline. She's flirting with it. Boy, that was close. Asted on the drive. Dishes. Boer, nice pump fake. Muscles up. Would you tell her to try the glass there?
That might help. At least they're trying to get it inside.
Oh, Rollins, what a bullet pass to Rollison. That's her 8th point, but Gibb threading the needle and a nifty assist to the Bulldogs point guard.
In traffic, too. I thought she might have got fouled on the hip. She had to go up strong.
14-3, and you're hearing some fans say, gotta go. Dangerous pass, but they get it across the timeline. Greavy again a little tentative. They'll kick it back out. Eldridge, nice aggressive move, and finishes with the teardrop. She hits the deck. It's easy to hop up when you make the basket, though, isn't it?
Exactly. Really like her aggressiveness in attacking the middle of the zone.
I'll guarantee you Tim Nicely will say, we want more of that.
More of that.
One and done. Eldridge. Here's a chance to run, but instead she's going to slow it down. Across half court. Greavy looking down low. Boer got a little bit of a love tap, and then Ramirez hits the deck as well. And I think Izzy's going to be called for her first foul.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I thought she was in pretty good position for that. But I think she's so strong and physical that the girl just fell down.
If either one of our cameramen can get, well, she's just checked out. Next time number 23 for Defiance checks in, Izzy Ramirez. It just screams athlete when she walks into the gym. So strong.
Good look by Ayersville. They just got to finish at the basket.
Here comes Rollins deep.
Nice.
Got a little bit of separation on. You know what? Waldron got pushed off there, but she still altered the shot just enough.
Just enough. Good move, too. You don't see a spin move by high school girls that often.
Into the ball game, Angelica Ceballos for Defiance. As looks like, is that Greavy going to take a seat on the bench? And who just checked in here?
I think it's a Gherkin girl.
Harmony Gherkin.
Yep.
Top of the key, long three by Knieven. She had a look. Offensive board by Boer. They'll kick it back out. Hastet keeping her dribble. Just kind of moving east-west right now. Waldron, nice feed. Boer is getting open. Here's where, again, the same weight for a freshman is not the same as the same weight for a senior.
No, but I like her aggressiveness, and she went baseline, and then she got caught in a rough spot, and she kicked it to the corner. So she's learning. That's good.
Inbounds, they lose Hastet. She'll put up a three. Got it! That is a Premier Bank three-pointer. Simplify your banking every day with convenient options and digital banking features. YourPremierBank.com.
I tell you what, I really like how Ayersville's starting to move the ball, and they're finding the open person. That's what they got to do. A little bit of patience, and they're taking good shots.
Down low, power move. Ceballos cannot finish. Well, this was 12-1 at one point. Now all of a sudden, 14-7. No such thing as a 7-point basket, but Ayersville staying aggressive at the offensive end. Boer hits the deck. Rollins with a long outlet. Rollison with a nice crossover and finishes.
Way to finish. Wow. Great crossover to the middle.
All right, number 2, have yourself a first quarter. She's got 10 of her team's 16 points.
She's being really aggressive.
Another 3, this one airmailed by Kaylin Hastet.
And the good thing is she's not forcing shots. She's taking very, very good shots that you will say, do not turn that down.
Sure.
And she's aggressive and attacking the basket.
Well, with 0.3 of a second, and Kendra Waldron. That is how Kendra Waldron plays.
Smart.
Not going to make an easy inbounds, but we have finished the first 8 minutes of play, and the hosts couldn't have started much stronger. Defiance 16, Ayersville 7. We'll take a Mark Motes Ford timeout. We're back with quarter number 2 right after this on DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Back at the dog pound. Second 8 minutes put up on the scoreboard clock. Night number 2, game number 3 of the 2024 DPT Classic. This is the Consolation Championship. The host Bulldogs leading the visiting Pilots 16-7. There's a steal. That press continues to play dividends, and Rollins would rather have an assist than a basket. That is Isabella Rollinson's 12th point of the night.
And it's coming off of their press. Got another turnover, 2 back-to-back for Defiance.
This time it's Izzy Ramirez. Rollison is going to say, can she feel it? Instead,
she's feeling it.
why not? And here comes Waldron saying, I'll run the press break. Knieven. Waldron, nice bounce pass. Ooh, and that's going to be a foul.
Good aggressiveness, though.
Yep.
Going for the steal.
Bella Rollison picking up her first. Team foul number 1 as the fouls reset with the start of the second quarter.
Defiance started off, hot the first quarter, and they're doing the same thing the second quarter here.
The press has given the Pilots just a ton of fits. Boer back to Waldron, and Rollison has been face guarding her all night. Boer muscles up
Nice
in between
move.
a double team, and the freshman showing no fear.
Nice move. Very good. Taking it right at Defiance.
18-9, the deficit has been cut in half. Rollins will walk it across the timeline. Hohenberger and Rollins playing a little catch in between the circles. Look at this. Fernandez pops out, says, give me a touch.
Yeah, exactly. Ayersville staying in their 2-3 zone.
Yep. And they're packing it down a little bit. They're daring Ayersville to try and pull the trigger from beyond the arc.
Yeah, I think Tim said, hey, we gotta limit Defiance on their offensive rebounds.
Yep. Right now, I was about to say not flashing anybody. Just as I say that, Fernandez pops, but the pass a little low in between the wickets of Rollison.
Great idea, great vision by the young lady, and you're right, just a little bit low, but she had the right concept.
And what this allows is Defiance to come out in their press, and Greavy throws it to the scorer's table.
Ayersville's got to cut to the open area in the press here. Then they have to attack the middle.
Well, it's not just to make one move, because how often are you open after that? They'll invite you to the corner. Our coaches used to say, recycle your run.
Yep.
If you're not there, go back and do it again.
Yep.
You can't stay stationary.
Get to the open area.
Hohenberger out near half court, this 2-3 zone. Maybe coming up a little bit higher, and Rollison attacks it. Man, she is having herself a ball game.
She split the 2 defenders up top and just went right down the middle for a nice running layup. That's exactly what you have to do versus a zone.
Pilots break the press. Boer down low. Greavy. Boy, that was a quick shot, but she gets 2 off the square.
She hung with it, too. The ball was on the floor, and she hung with it and went up strong.
Well, Rollins in a second gear. Fuzz hands it off. Ball deflected by Waldron. Hohenberger having some trouble. Waldron staying on her again. Ooh, and that's a tough call. Waldron picks up her first.
I think it was a turnover, actually.
Oh, it was. You're right.
It was on the line.
Okay.
So see if Defiance will extend that press.
Looks like they're going to pick up about half court.
Yep. Good move by them. They haven't done this all year. Try something different. Try to create some turnovers, some points, and that's exactly what they've done.
Speaking of turnovers, what do you have for Defiance right now?
Defiance only with 2 turnovers.
Wow. Keeping care of the ball, and Greavy just forced that shot a little quicker than she needed to. Nice hustle by Boer. Knieven goes up strong. Well, third time was a charm, but it'll come from the free throw line.
The Ayersville girls are battling underneath. They've been losing the board battle, but that last couple of series, they've gotten some offense, some defensive battles, or balls, and they've gotten that right there, and good job.
So Knieven to the line. Best free throw shooter on the roster. She's 1 for 2 tonight. But just a hair under 70% on the season. She buries her first. For as much as the press has absolutely hindered Ayersville's offense, you look up at the scoreboard right now, Chris, and it's only an 8-point game.
They're hanging. They're hanging in there. And
Make it 7.
If they can just take care of the ball on the press, it's going to be a lot closer game.
Off the court, 5 white jerseys getting back in good transition defense. Rollins, they flashed Ceballos to the post. Johnny on the spot. Ramirez picks up the loose ball, and she is fouled.
That's just total hustle right there,
Yep.
going after the loose ball, and then knowing where she's at on the court and going up strong, to get the 2-shot foul.
Fouls.
Good court awareness.
Yep. Who are they charging that to? Number 14? There isn't. Oh, it's Boer. First is short. Well, there you go, Will. Zoom in on her. Maybe give us a full-length shot the minute the official moves. But there you see Izzy Ramirez. Picture her concentration as she hits one of two. Coach Lewis told me last year, Ramirez lifts before school. She gets to the gym, or more specifically the Y, which is across 2 parking lots from the high school here. Yep. And she starts her lift at 5 every morning.
Great dedication.
And she challenged Coach Lewis to join her. Yeah. And Coach Lewis says, if you're going to challenge me, if you're going to show that kind of dedication, he goes, how can I refuse you? I'll meet you there at 5.
That's awesome. You got to love that.
Ball bounces out of bounds, and a little pinball there. Nobody quite knew who the last was to touch it. It will be Ayersville ball.
Underneath their basket to see if they can convert this here.
I've gotten up at 5 before, but it's usually not the lift.
Well, there are many years I've been in the weight room at, little before 5 or a little after.
Ooh, Waldron open in the corner, a rare open look, and Kendra Waldron is now in the books with the Premier Bank 3-pointer.
5-point game.
I was about to say that. Look at this. All of a sudden, you just keep chipping away.
Good patience by Ayersville.
21-16. We're not quite halfway through the second quarter.
Defiance looking for that open person.
They are really packing that zone, though, inside the 3-point arc. No more than, at most, one player maybe a foot out of it, but they are really clogging up the post and really extending the free throw line with this zone.
Yeah, Defiance is really going to have to start attacking those gaps and moving the ball in the perimeter and setting a screen like that right there to try to get an open shot.
Screening the zone is something that you don't hear a lot of, but it can be very effective,
can it? Yeah, it can be really effective because people aren't used to it, and it creates an open lane. There was a lane there.
They flash Sabatos into the high blocks. One dribble, muscles down, and that's exactly what Ayersville's defense was designed to do.
Good job by Ayersville there.
Well, that ball was kicked. It goes out of bounds. And fortunately for Ayersville, it will maintain their possession. Coach Nicely was like, wait a minute, that ball was kicked. It should have been a whistle, but no harm, no foul.
Yeah, still their ball.
Waldron in the backcourt. Rollins, cat-like, just out on the ball handler. Can even strip from behind, and it will remain Ayersville basketball, but that was quick hands by the Yala Keller.
Yeah, Defiance, it looks like they were trying to trap that, and that was a great defensive scheme there to try to get the turnover.
21-16, deficit is 5. Nice feed to Boer down low. Drop steps into the paint. Can't get the friendly roll. Out of bounds.
Good ball
Defiance
movement.
takes possession.
As soon as it hit Allison's hands, when the defender came out, she was getting it inside. That's exactly what she got to do. Unselfish basketball right there. You got to love it.
I'm looking at Kendall Boer showing frustration as she walks back to the other end of the court. That's a good shot.
Yeah, you definitely. She just got to keep doing it. She's only a freshman. She's going to get better and better.
And right now, I don't want to call this the equivalent of a 4 corners, but look how this offense has been spread out by Defiance right now.
Yeah, definitely.
And why not? Sabatos banks in a 3. Oh, my goodness. Well, good thing Premier Bank is our sponsor for 3-pointers because they're open tonight.
The bank was open.
Oh, my goodness.
I love it. Oh, another 3 by Caitlin Hosted. She answered it.
Trading threes, Premier Bank, yourpremierbank.com. Getting their money's worth. Rollins exploded but missed. Boer tied up by Ceballos, and we got a jump ball, or do we have a foul? It looks like it's going to be a foul.
Good take by Rollins. She attacked the zone hard. She just got to finish. It's a layup, and coach is talking about finish. You've heard it how many times? And when you have that opportunity, you got to make the most of it.
Rollins really hasn't looked for her shot much tonight.
No.
As a matter of fact, I can count one other than that missed one.
Mm-hmm.
She'd rather have the assist right now. And here comes, I believe this is a 1-2-2. Or is it a 1-3-1? Either way, Rollison gets in front of Knieven and gets another turnover. Well, a pass down low, and Waldron with quick hands.
That was a really smart play by her because she shielded the Ayersville girl to go get the ball. That's smart basketball.
2:15 left to go in the first half.
Going back to her in the corner.
Rollison open for 3. Give her another.
Great execution by Defiance on the out-of-bounds play.
17 of their 27 points coming from Bella Rollison as Boer is one and done. Look who's running the break. The motor is revved up. Nobody picks her up. Little too hard.
Maybe a jump stop right there.
Eldridge, cross-court pass. It was a little behind Waldron. And they'll turn it over.
You got to love that coast to coast.
Just when Ayersville got to within a handful, and then all of a sudden Defiance ratchets up that press, and they've made a mini run.
It's been a big factor so far in the first half.
Up by 8. 90 seconds left to go in the half. Fernandez high blocks, immediately kicks it out. Anna Hasselbring has checked into the game.
Smart play by Defiance, getting it to the middle and see what Ayersville does. See if they collapse. Now, Defiance has got to learn they have to tactic gaps on that when they collapse in the middle. We'll see if they do that.
Hasselbring out, Ramirez in. Got to come up with a good nickname for that kid because she is just so intense. Right there, setting a screen and then popping. Hohenberger didn't see her. Now look at her go post up down low.
She wants the ball. That's great. Great position for an offensive rebound, too.
Rollison long, and
There
guess
it
who
is.
gets the
There it
offensive
is.
board? She'll kick it out. Hohenberger for 3. Almost banked it in. And 5 white jerseys just kind of got standing around, but
She's working hard and doing the dirty work. You got to love it.
Eldridge picked up her dribble. Waldron comes to help her out with less than a minute left to go on the clock. Again, there was a driving thing there for Hasted. She doesn't want it. Boer flashes to the free throw line. She didn't quite have her base set when she took that shot.
I think she was surprised she was so wide open because she hasn't been all night.
Ramirez will throw this one away. They were trying for another fast break basket as Rollison had released.
Right idea. Just got to calm it down a little bit and take a little bit off of it.
Look, if you are Ayersville here with 31 seconds left, you take air out of the basketball and work for the final shot of the half.
Yeah, definitely. Let's limit Defiance another opportunity to go down for a layup because they've had a lot of layup shots.
Well, if you score here, if you're Ayersville, you're within 6 again. 18 seconds, plenty of time. Waldron, bullet pass. They're going to try and feed Knieven down low, and it was just a little high. Look out with 10 seconds. Rollins looks up. She's got 3 other blue jerseys with her. She'll take it all the way in, leaves it short, follows her own shot. Just before the buzzer, Jamie Rollins with her first points of the evening. And that one smarts if you're Ayersville. The lead now 10.
That was all caused by Samantha Hohenberger. She set an offensive pick. I think Coach Nicely's talking about it right now to the referee. She cleared the way for Jamie Rollins to drive in there for the easy bucket. Smart heads-up play. And
also give Rollins credit for crashing and following her own shot. If she had laid back, that buzzer sounds, and it's an 8-point instead of a 10-point lead.
Yeah, definitely. You know, if you got a meter right now for the hustle, Defiance is out hustling Ayersville both on the offensive end and the defensive end. You know, give them credit. They're coming out with a lot of passion and a lot of fire right now.
29-19, we will take a quick timeout. The Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show when we return. Defiance 29, Ayersville 19. Consolation Championship of the 2024 DPT Classic, and you're watching it on DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
We welcome you back to the Dog Pound as it is the Consolation Championship of the 2024 DPT Classic. Brent Balbinot alongside the coach Chris Dales. Time for our halftime evaluation and assessment. The Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show brought to you by Midwest Community Federal Credit Union. Celebrating 70 years of helping you achieve your dreams and securing your future. Visit them in Defiance, Bryan, or Napoleon, or online at midwestcommunity.org. All right, number of areas that we can dive in, but let's start with Defiance's press. They laid it on early. They have kept it up, and it has largely been the difference in this game so far.
It's definitely been the key to the game, and like we were talking off air, this is the first time that I've seen that all year with them, and it has created their offense for them, creating 9 turnovers, and then converting it on the offensive end with easy layup shots, and it's definitely been the key to their fast start to the first half.
29-19, the Bulldogs lead the Pilots, and would it be a fair assessment? We're not keeping track of this category, but I'm going to guess at least half of those 29 points have come off of Ayersville turnovers.
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt. And a big part of that, like we just said, was the press. Yeah.
On the flip side, Defiance has been taking pretty good care of the basketball. What do you have for turnovers?
Yeah, I just got 3 turnovers, and I really like how they're attacking the zone. They're taking care of the ball, and then maybe more importantly is they're getting really good shots.
Let's go ahead and break down the scoring, and it's really been Isabella Rollison's world, and everybody else is just living in it right now. She had 10 points at the end of the first quarter. She finishes the first half with 17. Now, she's been the beneficiary of turning defense into offense on probably about half of that, easy breakaway layups. But what's also been impressive is when they've run their half-court offense, she has moved without the ball very, very well, whether it's been off the drive, whether it's been popping to the corner and getting a 3, and Jamie Rollins has found her.
Yeah, she's scoring in different avenues here. Nice set shot. She's getting open. She's driving. But here's the thing. I don't think she's taken a bad shot.
No.
They all been very good shots, and that's what you really like to see.
Rounding out the scoring, all 5 starters for Defiance are in the scoring column. Next up would be Alexandra Fernandez. We nicknamed her the Motor last night, and she's shown a little bit of it, but she's also stopped and popped the 3. So maybe she's got a part of her game that she's just been teasing us with.
And she's doing a lot. She's rebounding ball, offensive rebounds. She's clearing out the lane for the guards to penetrate. So she's doing so many things without the basketball, and that's what you got to love to see out of high school basketball players.
Rounding out the scoring, Samantha Hohenberger started very strong. She got to the line, hit 1 free throw. She nailed a 3. She's got 4. Jamie Rollins has been a pass-first point guard tonight. She's just got 1 basket, but she's easily got 3 times that many assists.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I really like her aggressiveness in trying to get the defense to collapse on her, and then she's kicking it. And if they don't collapse, she'll take the layup, and she's definitely got that ability to get to the rim.
Izzy Ramirez, 1 of 2 from the charity stripe to round out the Bulldogs scoring in the first half. On the flip side for the Pilots, 5 points for Kaylin Hastet. She got a start tonight over Alexa Greavy. Again, slowly kind of getting her legs underneath her, but showed some good aggressiveness.
Yeah, and she hit a big 3 there, towards the end of the half. And, she's coming off the bench, too.
Mm-hmm.
You really like that. She's contributing in that fashion, and it's only going to help the Pilots.
The good news for the Pilots is all 5 starters are in the scoring column. The bad news is nobody even close to double digits. As a matter of fact, nobody with more than 3 after that. A 3-pointer for Kendra Waldron, 3 of 4 from the charity stripe for Avery Knieven, and then a deuce apiece for starting point guard Allison Eldridge and starting center Kendall Boer, 2 for Alexa Greavy off the bench. Boer has been making herself big. She's been posting up. She's going up against bigger, stronger players. You keep telling her to stay aggressive, though, don't you?
Without a doubt, and I really like her aggressiveness. She's only a freshman. You're 100% correct. She is not backing down. Keep feeding her. Now, she's got to take her game to another level. They're going to start collapsing. She's got to recognize that. She's got to feel it. She's got to kick it. The Ayersville girls got to cut so she can feed them, and I'm sure that will come, but I really like what she's doing.
But also say, too, repost.
Yes.
If you get pushed off the blocks 3 or 4 feet, go back down and repost.
Yep, reestablish your post, and that's another part of the game. As she grows, throughout this season, hopefully she will learn to do that. But she's definitely got to go and reestablish that.
Midwest Community Federal Union, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union. We like to condense words here on DCTV. It is the halftime show. We're going to take a quick timeout. It's a 29-19 Defiance lead over Ayersville. We're going to take a quick break. We're back with more on DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Whistle sounds, third 8 minutes put up on the clock. We welcome you back to the Dog Pound as it is the Consolation Championship of the 2024 DPT Classic. Brent Balbinot alongside the coach, Chris Dales. Host Defiance leading visiting Ayersville 29-19. Pilots have the ball to start the second half. They almost threw it away. Looks like the same starting 5 that began the game will begin the second half for the Pilots. Eldridge in the far corner on the drive, trying to be aggressive. Hits the deck. Is that a travel? I know Coach Nicely's looking over in the corner, and he's shaking his head. He thinks it could just as easily have been a foul.
It could have been, but I really like how Defiance is coming out, and they're being aggressive in that zone, almost treating it like man-to-man. You really like to see that.
Eldridge, Hastet, Waldron, Knieven, and Boer for Ayersville. For Defiance, it will be Rollins, Hohenberger, Rollison, Ramirez, and Fernandez.
Looks like Ayersville's in a 1-2-2 maybe.
Yep, and good hands that time by Hastet. Tips it to Eldridge, who looked like she took one right across the bridge of her nose, but will walk it up the court. Waldron open for 3. Book it! Kendra Waldron opening up the second half, scoring with a Premier Bank three-pointer.
Being aggressive.
Pulls the Pilots back to within 7, and just like that, Rollison counters. It'll be a long 2 at the other end, but she's now got 19.
Finds his back to their press.
Whoa, and Knieven Johnny on the spot. Here comes Waldron, coast to coast, and finishes with the left hand. And I think Defiance wants a timeout. We'll take a Mark Moats Ford timeout. Serving the Defiance community since 1916, Mark Moats Ford on County Road. Or online at markmoatsford.com. Mini run here by the Pilots. They're trying to stay within arm's reach. They trail Defiance 31-24. We're back after this on DCTV Sports.
Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com.
Back at the dog pound, and we look up on the scoreboard, and Eagle Eye, Coach Dales, sees that Coach Nicely for Ayersville was the one that actually called that timeout. We thought we might see the press,
they acted
but
like
nothing doing.
They acted like they were going to do it. They're in man-to-man.
They've switched out of the zone to man-to-man. Is it? Waiting for the
Yeah,
ball to move.
it's
Yep,
man-to-man.
it is. They're running a cutter through, and Eldridge is staying with Hohenberger. So that must have been the change he wanted. Bullet
Nice
pass.
feed.
Oh, great
Nice
cut.
feed. Wow.
Feathery touch by Alexandra Fernandez with the left hand.
And let's add some sugar on top. Yeah, with the left hand. You got to love to see that in high school basketball.
Foul's going to go against Eldridge.
That's not easy to do. That's a hard thing to do. And they were all over her, too. Good finish.
Fernandez looking for 8th point of the evening. Free throw is up, and she completes the three-point play.
Defiance back in their press.
34-24, and just like that, back up to a 10-point lead. Pilots go over the top of it. Maybe too unselfish by Knieven.
Great, on both ends, and great hustle by Defiance.
Hohenberger has a pass go off her noggin. Bodies flying everywhere. Knieven flies out of bounds along with Rollins. And you saw right there Coach Lewis high-fiving a couple of his teammates, saying that's the kind of hustle we want.
You got to love that. Great hustle by Defiance.
Hohenberger smiling. That's okay, kid. Your moneymaker's still intact. All good.
Right.
Can't bruise up the smile.
Unselfish there.
Yep. Ramirez, great drive. Great feed to Fernandez. That's the equivalent of cutting your meat for you at dinner.
Yes, and I thought for sure she was just going to pull up and take the three. 2 extra passes, easy 2-point basket.
Izzy Ramirez, you are fun to watch. And there's an errant pass, another turnover. And look at this. Center is running. Oh, she
got away with
she
one
did.
there.
Rollison halfway down, it kicks out. Waldron says, I want it. And she wants it coast to coast, going up against Hohenberger and finishes with the left hand.
Great finish. That was great effort, too, by Defiance getting back and making it tough on her.
Kendra Waldron has all 7 of Ayersville's second half points. They're hanging around. And I think we've got a full timeout being called here, so we'll take a Mark Moats Ford timeout with them. Back after this on DCTV Sports.
Discover top quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Five minutes and 10 seconds left to go third quarter. Rollins, boy, she kind of scooted across the timeline there, but she had herself established firmly in the front court.
She might be just holding it if Ayersville's going to just pack it in.
Well, they have switched back to the 2-3, so they mixed up man-to-man last time, now a 2-3.
Good shot. Good offensive rebound by Defiance.
Rollison, nice job. Hohenberger, great look. Down low, that was a mismatch, and that's just using your strength to your advantage. Alexandra Fernandez is having a second half.
You give a lot of credit to Samantha Hohenberger. What a great feed to get her the ball.
And again, Ayersville, I think, is being, what's the press designed to do? Not just speed you up, but make you uncomfortable. And right now, there was no reason for Eldridge to try that pass. I thought she could have brought it up herself.
Yeah, when they're patient and they get the ball to the middle and move the ball, that's how you beat the press. Ayersville's okay.
Ayersville back in a 2-3 zone. Hohenberger thought about it. They're going to run some offense. Lead is up to 12. Fernandez flashes. Nice dish down low to Ramirez. She left it short. Look at Izzy Ramirez lay out. It will be in vain, but that is just tremendous hustle.
Yeah, tremendous hustle by Defiance. And I don't know what to say. That's just great high school effort.
She's just gritty.
She is, yeah. And that's contagious.
Yep.
The girls start seeing that, they're all going to be doing it.
Can even on the drive, got a little bit of a love tap, and look at Ramirez being boss with the ball.
There was a little bit of body action on that. They're letting them play.
38-26. Defiance trying to stretch a 12-point lead. Heat check for Rollins. Long shots mean long boards. Hohenberger, Johnny on the spot.
Great position.
Fernandez.
Great position.
Oh, she misses the bunny. Still a good shot. Rollins is there and rattles home just her second basket of the night.
Fernandez is getting the ball really deep, and when you get it that deep, you can't stop them.
At this point, do you think about fronting her?
You might have to. You might have to.
40-26. The run. A step back three by Waldron goes begging off the left side. Nice drive by Hohenberger, and give her two off the square.
You could hear Coach Lewis saying attack, 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 and that's exactly what she did.
Well, all of a sudden, 42-26. Now that was a good aggressive drive by Eldridge. She took the contact, and you could see the frustration in her body language. She gets up, and it looks like she'll be subbed for as Greavy will check in, as will freshman Peyton Ensign.
Defiance is being aggressive on both ends of the court. Right now, they're just physically just taking it to Ayersville.
Well, and I was going to say, it's not just the physical, but you see the body language for the Pilots, too. It's starting to wear on them mentally. Ensign misses. Boer with a good offensive board. Ball comes right to her. Knieven drains the 18-footer.
Hey, offensive rebounds.
Why not?
That second extra shot.
It's the first Pilot other than Kendra Waldron to score here in the second half.
I think Ayersville's going to a boxing one on Rollins. That's what it looked like.
We'll take a peek at it as Ramirez will check out. This looks like Ceballos checking in. The inbounds to Ceballos up top. Left wing, Rollison trying to feel it.
Another offensive rebound by Defiance.
Double teamed, kicking it out. Hohenberger aggressive on the drive and drains the teardrop from about 7 feet out.
All caused by an offensive rebound. You're giving them the extra shot. Defiance is taking advantage of it.
Here comes Ensign coming to a jump stop. Waldron, good aggressive move. Can't find the range. Boer, that was more than a love tap from Ceballos.
Well, she was in good position. That's what Ayersville needs to do. You have to move without the ball when the shot goes up to get in position, and she did that, and good things happened. Hopefully it'll be a learning lesson for her.
Look, the ceiling is so high, and you see the coaching going on there. Waldron having a chat with assistant coach nicely. Nobody's on the line right now, so Boer.
I think it's a great call. I used to do this all the time. You get a little bit of extra coaching in. Referees are usually will allow you to do that.
Boer just under 50% on the season, drains her first. Second is on the way, and she stays at about her average. We're going to have Knieven coming over the back, or is this a foul on Ceballos again? It looks like it might be Ceballos as a frustration love tap to her teammate there. Kind of tells you everything. Chloe Seiler will check in for Hohenberger. Nope, they'll just switch spots.
Both girls were fighting for position, so I guess it could have went either way.
Boer drains her first. Actually, that's going to be the second after they're going to say a lane violation. Okay, I got it.
Another offensive rebound by Defiance.
Boy, Ayersville just doesn't have an answer for the posts of Defiance right now. Foul going to be charged against Kendall Boer, her second. So here's Ceballos to the line, looking for her first points of the evening.
What I really liked about that, she watched the shot go up and she attacked the open area, and it took her right to the basketball. That's a smart basketball player, and she's a junior. So you're starting to maybe see a little bit of the, the maturity of Defiance coming through here.
Battle for the rebound, and I'm not sure that Knieven needed to. If she just lets that ball go out of bounds, it will be Pilot possession, but you can't fault the effort.
Cannot do that.
Seiler reverses, far corner. Great ball movement by the Bulldogs. Nice offensive board on the weak side by Hohenberger. Rollins open for three. Nothing doing, and Boer with the board.
Good looks. You can't turn them down.
Boy, Rollison almost had herself a breakaway. I'm sure she would have dunked it.
What I really like about that, she anticipated it really well, but she needs to use the right hand instead of the left hand. I think she would have had it.
Waldron, double teamed, immediately gets rid of it. 15-point Defiance advantage as we approach the 1 minute mark here in the third quarter. Nice feed down low to Boer, and she took a love tap from Ceballos. Boer will head right back to the stripe.
Defiance a little late sliding on their rotation there. Ayersville found the open person, and, Boer went up strong. And can't ask for anything more, 2 shots.
That's also Ceballos' fourth foul, as there you get a good look at Grit in a uniform. And she gives a big smile there.
Yeah, I think she's going to go and get a little bit of rest here. And
she's checking in for Ceballos. Oh, you just get a good look at how strong she is. That base.
And Defiance doesn't lose anything.
No.
They get as strong or stronger.
Boer with her second opportunity. This one's long. Ball tapped around. Rollison will slow it down. Under a minute left to go in the third. Well, Ayersville has hit 30 points, and I believe that's just the second time this season that they've been able to do so. Their defense, if you tell somebody you're going to hold them to 45 or under, you should feel pretty confident about your chances to be in the game, if not win. As a matter of fact, that's how Ayersville won last year, a number of 36, 38 to maybe 30 wins. But they just don't quite have the offense yet this year.
No, and you add in the turnovers with the press, it's just not a good combination right now.
Rollins, best on best right here.
Love Defiance's patience right now.
Waldron came out on her. They're going to reverse it, and there's Waldron with the deflection. She can't quite get the breakaway. And look at her hustle to still get the loose ball. She knows only one gear.
Great motor. And the motor, just like you said, it goes and goes and goes.
If she's mowing the lawn, she's going 110%.
Yeah, I mean, like we talked before, I've been at the Y tonight, or this week twice, and she's been there 7, 8 o'clock at night working out.
Let me guess, by herself, too,
By
right?
herself, yeah.
Self-disciplined. Rollins on the drive, dishes. Nice job by Greavy to drop back. One more dribble, but they got to get a shot off. This one will not count if it goes. It looks good for style. Fuzz, it looks good for style. But it was waved off, and rightfully so, as we have come to the end of the third quarter. All Bulldogs, 45-30. We will take a Mark Moats Ford timeout. When we come back, it will be the fourth and final quarter. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com.
Final 8 minutes put up on the scoreboard clock here at the Dog Pound. It is the Consolation Championship of the 2024 DPT Classic. The host Bulldogs in command, 45-30.
Looks like Ayersville is coming out in a man-to-man.
They've switched up gears on a couple of occasions. Ramirez to Fernandez down low, and she lost the basketball.
I think she got away with the travel, too.
She might have. And again, an ill-advised pass. And again, the press didn't put any pressure directly on Knieven, but it sped her up in the mind, in the head.
Yeah, Ayersville's just out of control right now. Slow it down, get it to your point guard, bring it up. They're forcing stuff.
Back in. Well, we're looking like a zone here, but they're putting somebody on the ball. So the top half of this 2-3 is actually getting into the kitchen of Rollins as Rollison fades away. Couldn't quite get the roll, and Kendra Waldron with a tough rebound. Look at this, sprinting into the front court. Nobody's going to press us now. Eldridge, foot on the line. It's a long two, but she drains it. More of that, Allison Eldridge. More of that.
Good shot selection. I like them being aggressive. They got to get back into it.
It wasn't just the aggressiveness to take the shot. Everything mechanically was good there. Left to right step in, squared to the basket. She looked like she knew where she was going after. As Fernandez misses once, misses twice, Boer finally cleans up underneath.
Two offensive rebounds by Defiance. They just got to finish it.
Asted in between the circles, throws it away, and Izzy Ramirez
stepped right in front of that, anticipated that.
Izzy Ramirez looks for contact. If you don't come and get to her, she's going to come to you with, even though she keeps her pivot foot down. You see that right there? I want to body you up. I want to hit you. I want you to know that you played me tonight.
If she went to Ayersville, I think I might be asking her to put some pads on. Loving it.
Nice running one-hander by Samantha Hohenberger, and she is quietly having herself a nice night. That is her 10th point of the evening.
Good attacking the zone.
They're picking up at half court here. Hastet, Waldron, nice jab step. Boer, yep. Eldridge, the ball isn't quite sticking as much here. At least the passing is sharper, and Knieven the beneficiary. Everybody in a white uniform that trip down the court, Coach, was aggressive.
Yeah. And they took care of the ball, and they attacked the rim. Two great qualities.
Yep. Knieven was 7. 47-34. Under 5.5 left to go in the game.
I will say the future is going to be really bright for Ayersville. These girls get their experience.
Rollison for 3. Got it! Bella Rollison with just her second basket of the second half. She's now got 23, and that's another Premier Bank three-pointer. And here's another turnover. Hohenberger up the court to Rollins. She didn't quite get a clean handle on it.
Right idea by Kendra Waldron. Just the lanes were packed with too many blue jerseys. Either pull it out or attack yourself.
Look at this, still out in the press.
Love the aggressiveness by Defiance. It's causing Ayersville to just be out of sync.
Oh, and again, great anticipation by Rollison as she drives in, misses, gets her own shot, and Waldron will make her earn them from the charity stripe. Kendra upset with herself on the errant pass.
Yeah, that was an ill-advised pass. This press is just doing so many things positive for Defiance, and Ayersville's really struggling with it.
Rollison, I might have said 23, make it 22 on the night. This is 4-23.
There you go.
I knew it. It's just giving her credit for a free throw I knew was coming.
She's having a night, and she's playing both ends of the court. Yep. She's rebounding. She's defending. She's just doing it all for the Bulldogs. She'll
get another. Hard to believe of her 23 points This is her first trip to the free throw line.
She's had some good looks.
Yep. Speaking of good looks, she drains her second. 24 on the night.
They're extending the zone to half court.
Yep. Well, a few subs now checking in for Defiance. Nadia Leatherman, who is the backup point guard but has injured her wrist. You can see her hand is taped up.
Yep, you can.
As seeing limited time so far this season. And timeout being called by Coach Lewis. 4:25 left to go. Is this a full? It looks like a full. So we will take one with them, a 60-second timeout. This is a Mark Moats Ford break, serving the community since 1916. County Road 424 in Defiance, or online at markmoatsford.com. 52-34, Defiance in control. Back after this on DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Defiance inbounds with 4:15 left to go in the game and a convincing 52-34 lead. Hohenberger corrals the cross-court pass, and on the drive, she just looked like a different player compared to last night.
Yeah, I don't know what Coach Lewis fed these girls, but they are just attacking the basketball, not only offensively, but also on defense, creating those turnovers and getting those steals. And it's really benefit them in so many ways tonight.
Hohenberger, her first is off the mark. She is now officially 1 for 3 from the stripe. They will switch out as Leatherman probably shouldn't have been on the line, but Fernandez says that's my spot. Second is on the way. She's got 1 of 2. Quietly has herself a nice game. She's got 11 tonight.
Yeah. In a lot of different ways she's been able to create those 11 points.
Hastet releases the basketball. Boy, I thought Eldridge was going to take the shot. Instead, she gives it up. Knieven will, and it skims off the left side of the iron. Tracked down by Leatherman. Great hustle. Knieven and Ramirez. It's a battle of freight trains, and who's going to pick up the foul?
You know, you hate to see anybody get a foul on. Both girls were going after the ball.
And it will go against Knieven. No, it's going to be Ramirez. Now, I thought I saw one flashed, so I stand corrected. Eliza earns every foul she gets. Knieven releases. Who wants to attack is the question. Right now the ball just kind of working its way around the perimeter. Nice flash into the high blocks, and Fernandez with a good show of sportsmanship helps Knieven up.
Defiance staying in their 2-3 zone, making Ayersville work, making Ayersville finding that open person, making them trying to attack the lanes, and you know Ayersville's they're just struggling doing that.
Buzzer sounds, Waldron back in, Greavy back in, Hastet and Ensign will take a seat on the bench. So many underclassmen on this roster.
Can't play with 6, gotta play with 5.
We're only 6 games into this season, and I do not want to talk about Ayersville as being a future team. But, man, can you imagine how good they're going to be in another 2 or 3 seasons?
There hasn't been only but one senior on the court for just a few minutes in the first half, so you're correct.
That went off the mark, and a good job by Waldron to clean up on the weak side. Almost a 20-point lead. This was down to a single-point game in the third quarter, but just too much in particular Alexandra Fernandez says Booer on the drive, and guess who cleans up? And she takes out 2 white jerseys in the process. Rollins cross-court pass. What a great gather by Leatherman, and that ball was partially blocked. It was that Greavy that got back. Here comes Waldron coast to coast. Can't finish.
Good no call.
Rollins into a trio, now a quartet. Take your pick.
Great hustle by Ayersville and Defiance. Defiance getting back in position. A good no call by the referees.
Harmony Gherkin will pick up the foul for Ayersville. Gherkin, the only senior on the roster. Coming up on 2.5 left to go in the game. Rollison, 17-footer. You'll have the video to remember tonight, Bella. What a ball game.
Yeah, I mean, she's feeling it. She's feeling it. She needed this.
Yep, 26 points to lead all players. I don't think there's any question who our player of the game is. 19-footer, and again, that shot just didn't look comfortable from Greavy.
No. I think they're waiting on Defiance's pressure because it's been so aggressive tonight.
Rollins tested the waters. Leatherman, nice job to anticipate. Rollison, oh my gosh!
Why not?
Lights out!
Why not? Where's the Michael Jordan look?
Number 2, we see you. That is her 3rd 3. She's pushing 30 points now. Have yourself a game, Bella Rollison. We will keep it here. Sometimes you're thinking of Jordanisms, and I remember an interview he did once, and he said, times the rim just looks like a big old bucket.
Yep, it's like the ocean.
Holy cow.
You bet.
And there you're seeing the other end of a 58-34 score. And Tim Nicely trying to tell his team, respect the game, respect your teammates, and go out and finish up the last buck 43 strong.
Finish strong. Let's work to get better.
Well, and you just beat me to it. I was going to ask you this. It's so easy. It's human nature, and I don't care how old you are, whether you're 13 or 30. If you're doing something and you don't see the results, it's easy to say, what have I got to change? What do I need to do different? And in the case, especially of a young team like this, quite often the answer is nothing.
No,
just
nothing.
trust us, and the process will eventually get you there.
Correct.
That's the psychology of coaching.
Tim's been doing it a long time, a lot of experience.
Waldron with a heat check, nothing doing. He's been doing it a long time. You've been doing it a long time. Players eventually mature and get it. But when you're dealing, especially with a bunch of freshmen, I mean, 4 on this roster, couple sophomores, how tough is that to get them to understand?
It is so tough because they get down on themselves so fast, so quickly. That's the biggest battle, is just fighting that part of it.
31 now on the night for Bella Rollinson. 60-34. And you can just kind of see by the body language by Ayersville, it takes something out of you.
Yeah, it does.
Not just physically, but mentally. Goes back to what, Coach, you were just saying. You got to believe. You got to trust. That's a good aggressive move.
Yeah, it is. Ayersville's battling. I don't see a problem with their effort at all. You got to compliment them on their effort. There are just some other factors here tonight that they're not able to overcome.
Knieven. Great bloodlines in the family. Brother, a standout football player. She shows a little frustration after being long on her first. She was our player profile last week before the Patrick Henry game.
Great kid again.
Delightful young lady.
Yeah, great kid. Excellent in the classroom. So polite. Great family.
I know I probably used a term your grandparents might. My apologies, Avery, but you are delightful.
Yeah.
She hits one or two.
Great young lady.
60-35. Defiance is still going to run their offense. They're not going to spread it or take the air out of the ball.
No, they're still attacking.
Boy, look at Leatherman, and she's in the books. And look at the Defiance bench. Everybody up, all of her teammates.
It's great to see the kids come off the bench and be aggressive and say, hey, we're just not out here to kill time. We're out here to produce.
Knieven on the drive. She gets swatted by Chloe Seiler. And here comes Defiance. And Coach Lewis trying to tell him to slow down, but you've got reserves that say, Coach, I want some PT. This will go out of bounds. It will be Ayersville basketball. And I'm looking at Coach Lewis, and he's giving some instruction to Leatherman saying, I wanted you to stop at half court.
That's hard. I mean,
sure.
I mean, that's just so hard because they're being so aggressive, and I understand the sportsmanship part of it, but, you know, nothing ill will right there.
No. Waldron to the near corner. Boy, that's a heat check at the buzzer. Around the world it kicks out. It would have been great for style. But this one was pretty much over with at the beginning of the quarter. Final score, Defiance 62, Ayersville 35. The Bulldogs pick up their second win of the season. They're now 2-5. The Pilots fall to 1-6. We're going to take a very quick Mark Moats Ford timeout, a very quick post game, and then we'll get into a reset of the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. We will have Coach Thiel from Tenora and Nova Oakley as our player profile as the Rams will get set to do battle with the Blue Streaks of Archibald for the championship. We're back after this on DCTV Sports. Back at the Dog Pound, Brent Balbon alongside the coach Chris Dales. Game number 1 of 2 tonight is in the books, the Consolation Championship, and it goes to the host Bulldogs 62-35 over Ayersville, as the Bulldogs now 2-5 overall. The Pilots fall to 1-6. We could do the breakdown, but we've got to get to a new pregame as the championship warm-ups have just started. Unbeaten Ayersville taking on Tenora. Let's just start with the show tonight. And Bella Rollison, 31 points. We saw you tonight, number 2, our player of the game. What a performance.
Yeah, what I'm going to say is she did everything tonight. Not only did she score, she played defense, she rebounded, she got multiple steals on their press. She was all over the court. Complete game, offensively, defensively tonight. Just what a tremendous game she had.
We're looking forward to a tremendous second game as Archibald and Tenora will get after it. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll do it all over again. The Bob Estill Chevrolet pregame and our Tenora our Tenora interviews. Coach Thiel and Nova Oakley. Don't go anywhere. You're watching DCTV Sports.